On a live first alert forecast.
Well, we're looking at a pretty wild swing in temperatures over the next 7 days. Not a lot of consistency, I guess, unless you count just the repetitious cold blasts. So here are the future temperatures. You can actually see kind of how things go through this weekend, into next week, and then into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We just get this reinforcing cold air. Every time we try to kind of warm up a little bit, we see another blast of colder temperatures. All right, we'll get back into that in just a second. As far as the record is concerned, well, we broke it. The old record was 2 below, set back in 1964. So now the new record for December 5th is 3 below. That was achieved this morning, at least at Fort Wayne International. Some of you had some colder low temperatures than this. And when you compare it to many of the other kind of bigger cities across the Great Lakes area, Ohio Valley, yeah, we were certainly the coldest, and by far. So future temperatures show that by tomorrow afternoon, we should actually see high temperatures right around freezing. So yes, an objectively cold day, but just compared to where we've been, this will be pretty mild. By Saturday evening, we'll see temperatures briefly cool back to the teens and low 20s before rebounding back into the low 30s. This is why, as I'm about to show you with the Clipper system moving in Sunday, we're not expecting too many issues, or at least not any long-lived issues. Temperatures should warm up at least enough by the middle of the day to aid in some melting from whatever sticks. And then by Monday morning, temperatures are back in the single digits, getting to right around 20 degrees by Monday afternoon. So as I mentioned, ups and downs. All right, future track shows mostly cloudy skies through much of the day tomorrow, not much sunshine. Here's that system I was talking about. Pretty much on our doorstep tomorrow by Sunday morning. Here we are at about 7 a.m. A little bit of light snow across the area. This will be very powdery, fine snow, not the heavy wet snow we experienced just last weekend. But that light snow continues at about 9, 10, 11 a.m. But with each passing hour, we lose some more of the moisture. In fact, the heaviest snow is still expected to accumulate well to our west. It's with eastward extent that this system really does lose steam by about noon or 1 p.m. Just a few scattered snow flurries with temperatures, again, right around freezing. So there could even be a little bit of melting on top of kind of what we experienced a little bit earlier in the day. So future track snowfall does show a general ½ inch to 1.5 inches of snowfall. There could be some areas that get a little more than that. I would place bets that that happens west and perhaps northwest of Fort Wayne. South and east, outside of maybe a few exceptions, it is looking like the snowfall amounts will be just a little bit lighter. So high impact snow, no, but this is going to have at least some limited impacts during the Sunday morning drive time. So the extended future track does show a couple systems, well, really several systems moving through, but each one has been varying quite a bit with each forecast model run. So forecast guidance is really struggling with exactly where these systems will be placed, but there's one to watch. That will be on Tuesday morning into the afternoon. Then get a brief break. We're back to another system that's going to be borderline warm and cold. Here we are by Wednesday morning. And even then, by the time the system moves through, temperatures would likely still be in the 30s. It's just the difference between about 37 or 31. And of course, that's where that line is here. So that's another system to watch. That's number 2. And then number 3, we are tracking another system to our south and west Friday, late Thursday night into Friday morning. This is more likely to focus the heaviest snow south into southern Illinois and Indiana, but just a slight track farther to the north could put us in the bullseye. So that's something to watch at the end of next week. And then there's yet another system, potentially by next weekend. That could be another Clipper that moves out from the upper Midwest and then south and east into the Great Lakes. So yeah, it could be a bit of a busy time period. Of course, time will tell on exactly where each of those features tracks. But here we are with the 7-day forecast. Light snow mainly in the morning Sunday, diminishing in the afternoon. Highs will be right around 30 degrees, but temperatures will drop 20 on Monday. Mostly sunny skies, cold into the low to mid 30s Tuesday into Wednesday, with perhaps a mix by Wednesday. And then back to the cold temperatures and some light snow chances Thursday into Friday. Highs in the mid 20s, lows right around 20 by that period.
Okay. Yeah, when you really shoot for 35, woo, you know.
That is our warm day of the week.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.